Hello, my children, Lord, Mother, Auntie Bathory, and my film professor always told me, if you find something you love, you keep doing it. And if you keep doing what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. That's why for today's video, we're just making fun of more people. But unlike the last 2.5 videos, a lot of my hatred has been reserved for today. I've mentioned Lords of Chaos just numerous times on the channel, and for a very good, also kind of very unfortunate reason. It has done irreparable damage to the black metal community. The floodgates were forced open, and now we have probably the worst epidemic of metal posers. No thanks to TikTok. And for some reason, it's always just cranked up to 11, specifically when it comes to a lot of black metal poser cringe. Like, it's already bad enough that people say Metallica is the heaviest thing that they've ever heard. Imagine hearing that, but in the same conversation with Mayhem. Black metal cringe is genuinely so bad that it accidentally became its own series on the channel. But that being said, every time I've tried my best to make sure that I show a little more of a restraint when it comes to like beginner-related cringe. Because unlike the posers, the beginners are actually into the genre. They love everything about it. They actually listen to the music and support the scene. It's just that they have a really unfortunate way of showing that appreciation. It's kind of a rite of passage to be made fun of, because a lot of these people are trying to look cool. They mean well, it's just that they look really fucking corny doing it. And it doesn't really help that black metal is one of those genres that started because they wanted to be different. They wanted to be dark, mysterious, and edgy. But at the end of the day, these kinds of beginners are gonna grow up and then realize themselves that, yeah, maybe they were a little cringe. I'm someone that went through that, and I wish I was bullied because I let this go on for a little too long before we got to here. But all of that being said, today's video is one where I genuinely mean every single threat that I make all throughout. Because for today's video, we're going to be looking through a genre of black metal cringe that's so bad, it's somehow worse than the posers. And that's because these kinds of people, they're a little too into the black metal genre. But not for even like the actual music. They're into 3 specific dudes that come up every single time you mention black metal. This group of people is genuinely so bad that they're like a cancer. And I'm talking the cancer that killed my grandma. There's a stupidly widespread trend of people that just romanticize, idolize, and just outright ship the holy trinity of mayhem. Varg, Euronymous, and Dead. There's genuinely so many people that do this that there's a whole video dedicated to this kind of phenomenon. I'm gonna be trying to like focus on examples of all 3, but unfortunately for some reason they all tend to shift towards Dead, which I do kind of understand in a way, because Dead is like the best of the worst, which is crazy to say because Dead microwaved a guinea pig and there's just girls fawning over him like they could fix him. You can't fix this. Like, yes, I empathize with mental health. The dude killed himself, and he felt like shit about himself. I'm not trying to shit on him for that. I'm trying to shit on him for just being a horrible person. We have thirst edits, profile pictures. There's people trying to transition to look like these crusty-ass white dudes. That's how bad it is. This is an unrelated video that I just had to come across. There's nothing cringe with showing your love for your partner, but doing all this is kind of cringe. Having to explain to the internet that your boyfriend isn't a piece of shit, having to like get gratification for just having a boyfriend is kind of cringe. When it comes to spotting a lot of this cringe on the internet, you can really see it manifest in a lot of different ways, but it's always 1 out of 2. You always see a bunch of like little girls fawning over his voice and reusing the exact same footage of Dead because there really wasn't a lot of recorded footage out there of Dead. You always see people like using the same 3 clips of him shaving his balls or some shit and then thinking he's some kind of soft, gigantic little teddy bear that deserved to be fixed. The dude needed help, but if he came back from the dead, he's not gonna fucking want you. He's just gonna cut himself even more than he did before he killed himself. This man's beauty is insane. And I'm pretty sure this is like the first out of 2 vaguely edgy white blonde dudes that killed themselves. But this is not like the metalhead guy standard. This is the standard for the hot metalhead. If it's not real life footage of Dead, whether it's from the Mayhem tapes or the Bewitched music video, you're always gonna see these people reuse clips from Lords of Chaos, which goes into another rabbit hole. These are people fawning over the celebrity, but not for the actual celebrity himself. They're actually worshipping the person that he's playing. Oh my god, I get to see this one in person. Rest in peace, Darlene! You would have loved me! Ah! Ah! That's perfect. Yeah, how considerate. Thank you for that gore warning. Even though I can just see the gore right behind the warning. Oh, Faust fucker. I didn't even talk about this. Not only do they, like, fantasize Varg dead and Euronymous, they'll fantasize about Faust. But I rarely see Faust enough to make a comment about it. Barring this account right here. Let's see what else that this person has right here. Fit check? I had a very obvious inspiration in mind. Oh, really? Really? You did? I couldn't tell. That's so crazy. You guys get it? You wanna know how else I can make your inspiration just a little bit more realer for you? Oh yeah, that's great. That's how cute, how cutesy, how adorable. Dead shooting himself and Euronymous getting stabbed to death. That's so girly boss of you, the post. That's such a... Oh, Varg Vikernes, so scary. He was such a psycho. Now, you might be telling me to go a little bit easier on these kinds of people, because as you can probably tell, a lot of the people that are making these posts are on the younger side. They're in their early to mid-teens. And in a way, I kind of agree. Because I too used to be 15 years old, and I used to be in a lot of fandoms on the internet. But when I was 15, I kind of had the basic self-awareness to just not do this kind of shit. Alright, we're on the hashtag, why am I saying that like the fucking, what's his face from Korea? Oh, yeah, okay, right off the bat, Dawn of the Black Hearts, Dawn of the Black Hearts, Dawn of the Black Hearts. I'm gonna be so honest, I think it's time that I finally gave my opinion on the Dawn of the Black Hearts album. I could give less of a shit about wearing the album, having it in terms of like merch, because there's other metal albums that do this exact same thing. You're gonna spend your money how you want it, but if you're gonna go around being like, ooh, I'm the most evil motherfucker out there. Ah, look at me. I bought the album where Dead killed himself. Then maybe you should kill yourself. Necklace made from human skull fragment. This one was inspired by Euronymous from the band Mayhem. I'm about to blow my fucking head. You picked, like, these are, like, the worst photos of him, bro. If it wasn't for, like, the pube stash, he genuinely looks like a little girl. This dude was a twink. He was the ultimate black metal twink. Before I came into existence and took over, this guy was walking so I could run. Look at this account. Dead X Euronymous. Oh, we got a shipper. We got our first fucking shipper here. He ships Euronymous. That's why he killed Euronymous. So him and Dead could be together forever. I showed this to Varg and he that's actually kind of funny. You know what? That's actually kind of funny. I can't be as mad at this because this is the kind of shit I joke about. There's no way that this is just a bit. There's too many posts for this person to not genuinely ship these guys. Now, I would like to just say that me making fun of the shipping might just be an uphill battle. Because this kind of thing just happens, this whole like worshipping thing just happens with everybody you see that's like vaguely edgy and mysterious. You see a lot of girls do this with like mass shooters and serial killers, which is crazy to think about because a lot of these dudes look like they look like my ass acne. They're so fucking chopped. I can't believe I can't believe I fucking said that. But this kind of just worshipping culture is just something that's happened ever since the internet has just been a concept. I've seen it for practically my whole life. Do you know what fucking Septiplier is? You probably don't. I deserve a veteran's discount for even just uttering that name right now. You might not know what I'm talking about, but trust me when I say, when I was your age, back in those days, I was in the goddamn fucking trenches with this kind of shit. These pics, they make me feral. Oh my god, it's this person. I get to see them in person too. It's already bad enough that there's people on TikTok that really love fantasizing about them as people. But for like a really small minority of these worshippers, it's not enough for them to just want to like be in their skin. These people have to just be Varg or Pele. Especially Pele. But there's a difference between doing it because you think it looks cool, which unfortunately it is, And then there's just people that just act like they are dead. They're just cosplaying him. And then there's like the even more extreme end of that I mentioned in the previous fucking video. Euronymous on this is like the 3rd time in a row that I've seen this exact same fucking joke on TikTok. You guys get it? Because dead. That's not dead, that's alive. Being a blonde metalhead. You look like Pele? No. I'm sure, buddy, that you were told that you look like Pele. Actually, you know what? I can't talk because I have people that come up to me saying I look like Eddie, unironically. And it's like I half want to laugh at them, but they tell me that and they're like the youngest person possible that I'd feel like a dickhead for once. I genuinely can't state it fucking enough. I just hate I'm one to talk because I'm literally talking to a camera as we speak, but I genuinely despise the format of video where you're just like, you're moving the camera and all these angles and doing all these dances to a random trendy ass snippet of a fucking song. I thought she was gonna show off corpse paint. But no, I'm sure that everybody's watching for the painting, alright. The Viking era battery for starters. I'm sorry, that's so, actually, that's Viking era battery. That was like the corniest shit. I'm gonna take accountability for that one. Oh my fucking god. You know what doesn't help with all this fanatization shit, besides Lords of Chaos? It's these kinds of people. And I just want to say before I go on this rant, if you love this guy, if you love this kind of content, it's nothing personal against you, but I just genuinely despise this format and this type of like video on TikTok and Instagram because they do so much for their influencer voice and it's genuinely enraging. I'm one to talk because I do kind of put on a voice for these videos. But the only difference between Eros on YouTube and Eros in person is the fact that I don't even talk in person. I'm such a shy piece of shit that like I'm scared to make fucking eye contact with you. That's the only difference between me on YouTube and then me in person. But I'm not doing this like morbid facts. This guy in particular sounds like Mordecai from Regular Show if he had a very severe form of autism. Like he's talking and saying everything like it's a question. He then proceeded to unalive himself. Imagine killing yourself and then somebody on TikTok makes a video about it and says that you unalived yourself. You committed suicide, you game ended yourself. I can half-ass a video of me shaving my fucking ass cheeks and it would still be much better content than this fucking guy. That was like the most angry that I've gotten for any of these videos and I'm so sorry. I really hope I didn't just like reveal one of my balls or something. That's like... Eros E battery sack reveal. I got my 5th ball hiding in here right now. Allow me to introduce you guys to Emo Spirit on TikTok. They're on break right now, and I believe that their name is Pele. They have DID, OSSD, autism, and PTSD, and they're a body of 20, and that body is 14. This is a whole other rabbit hole that I did not expect to be going down right now. I was already going insane with the last, like, poser video. There's no topping this right now. All these fucking little-ass kids suddenly think that it's cool to have it as a disease. DID, for some reason, is the most, like, romanticized mental disorder, especially when it comes to TikTok. DID is one of those things where, this is one of those things where you really have to show that you are diagnosed with this. Because all these little kids, they watched Split once, and then decided that, oh, DID is the cool disease to have. And not, like, the detriment and inconvenience that it actually is. I don't mean that at the expense of people that suffer from DID. I mean that in terms of, like, these people have just, that it's become so hard whether or not to believe people that actually suffer from DID. Why is everybody being mean to us for no reason? Do I need to get the shotgun? You don't need to get it. I got you, buddy. You're disrespecting the DID and the metal community. How when I'm diagnosed? Where's the diagnosis? Show us the diagnosis, and then maybe I won't be so harsh on you. But no, you did all this. You didn't show us that you actually have the fucking disease. Hey,
It's Euronymous. If you posers don't leave Varg or Pele alone, I'll take you into the woods and you know the rest.
That one sounds rapey. I'm not gonna, I think this is my sign to get off.
Come on! Yeah! Fuck! He was problematic in every way. Okay. He's still my lovely, pretty soft boy Uwu, and I forgive him. I'm white?
Oh my god, I can't do this shit anymore, dude.
Euronymous coming home. You're dead. You guys get it? Because Mayhem was the band where the lead singer